Our next guest is here. Hello.
How's it going?
Fantastic. Yourself?
Excellent.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Hi, I'm Isaac Lien. I'm the co-founder and chief product officer of GrandPad.
All right, and tell me about GrandPad.
So GrandPad is a simple platform designed for people who struggle with standard technology. Our typical users are 75 years old and older and either have never used standard computers, smartphones, or they have and they've really struggled with it. So what we've done is built an end-to-end solution, custom hardware, custom software, support, LTE connectivity included, all the apps, games, phone calling, music. It's all in one easy-to-use platform.
Fantastic. And what kinds of capabilities do we have on this?
So what we've done is taken all the things we know and love from our smartphones and built an easier version for the GrandPad. So video calling and phone calling, but it's actually a safe listed network, meaning no spammers, no bad guys can call the device whatsoever.
Wonderful.
Same thing with email. They're not going to get any spam. They can just tap on someone's face, send them an email just by speaking, and the family members can get those emails using whatever email services that they use.
Okay. That seems pretty straightforward on that one.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I notice immediately is everything is big.
Yes. It's big. There's clear instructions on every screen. So on the bottom bar, there's always instructions about what to do next. And that is persistent across every app. We've designed every app, every part of the entire experience. It's not just a launcher with big buttons. It's actually a complete UI overhaul and custom operating system for our users.
Okay. And it's all in-house?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to worry about how I installed this and my contacts have been stolen or whatever. We don't have to worry about any of that because it's all in-house.
Yeah, we built this for the needs of my grandma who was a victim of scams and attempted scams, and we needed to make something that we felt comfortable saying, hey, we're not introducing more risk into her life. If you give someone who's 85 and has never used a computer before an iPad loaded with Facebook and an open web browser, you're introducing a lot of attack vectors for the scammers who love to prey on seniors and prey on their lack of experience with technology. They prey on that fear, and it's horrible. And with GrandPad, you don't have to worry about that. You can't download external apps. It's all one trusted system.
Yeah. Many years ago for my father, we had to create a child account on his computer for him because he kept clicking on the fake dialogue ads on websites.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going to close it. And it comes up and it installs whatever malware. And, about once a quarter, we'd have to go in and reset the machine because that's who they're preying on.
Mm-hmm.
They're actively going after people with limited experience.
Yep.
Because you and I see those ads, and they look like Windows XP.
Mm-hmm.
And
yep. I'm on an iPhone,
And and you're not using Windows XP,
Yep.
but
yeah, Grandma might not,
Grandma might not.
and it's not her fault. It's the fact that systems aren't as secure as they should be, and there's lots of ways for scammers to prey on these people.
Right, and that makes doing something like creating a kid's account also means that the actual things that need to happen can't happen because you've locked it out of everything, including Windows updates.
Exactly.
Right? So all of a sudden now you've introduced a new way that it's not secure because updates aren't being run.
Exactly.
So no part of that is a great move. This, however.
Yeah, so this, we keep it up to date automatically. So if there's security updates or anything, in the middle of the night, we just push the update down. They don't have to accept anything or press any buttons. And then also, the adult children who are typically the ones who buy this for mom and dad, you can remotely manage the GrandPad from our smartphone and web app. So we have a suite of all the apps we've built. You can enable and disable things. You can say, hey, I want my mom who's 70 to have an open web browser and be able to Google search. Or you can say, I just want her to be able to read Yahoo News and go on to Amazon, but she can't go on any external links or do any web searches. Or you can remove the internet entirely. And that's the same for all the apps and experiences.
Okay. So what I'm seeing here is calendar, internet, call, email.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can keep going here. Photos. Seeing the family photos is one of the most loved features on GrandPad.
Of course.
Everyone has our smartphone app who's connected to the GrandPad user. They can take and share photos. I can share photos here at CES. They show up right on Grandma's GrandPad, as well as my family members can see those in our mobile app. We also have something we're really excited to be introducing here, which is called Grandie Chat. So Grandie Chat is this AI-friendly companion who lives on GrandPad. It's a blue owl who you can just chat with anytime. It's all voice-powered using the latest and greatest AI and LLM technologies. And Grandie is here anytime to chat with you, real-time information. as well as world knowledge. But what we've done as well is we've made it have a personality where it'll just sit and chat with you about your day. It'll ask you about the weather. It'll have some banter back and forth with you. So it's more than just information.
Purple button to explore activities.
There we go.
Yeah, there you can hear Grandie's voice. You can choose a voice that is good for people with different hearing challenges as well.
Okay, so you've got like different, essentially, tones.
Yep.
Okay.
Higher, lower, masculine, feminine, etc.
Okay, very cool. And so, what were all the things? I'm looking at temperature here. That's built into like the initial.
Yeah, so it'll greet you
response.
with your weather of where you're at, and then you can ask it any type of thing. So it knows, I could say what's new at CES this year, and it'll be able to search real-time news information. One of the things that's interesting, and this has been something for even younger users using ChatGPT, is these technologies are so amazing, LLMs, but it's hard to know exactly what to even use them for. You can do so many things. So we've introduced this Explore button, which the user can go and say, hey, I don't know what to talk with yet, but I want to play games. And I can go in and I can select something like trivia. And my grandpa, he loved John Deere tractors. He'd be amazed by the things John Deere is showing here with the autonomous tractors. But
aren't they wild?
They are, and it would blow my grandpa's mind. But he likes talking about old John Deere tractors and the history of these tractors, but he doesn't have a lot of people there around to talk with him about this anymore. But he could go to Grandie and say, I want to play vintage John Deere tractor trivia, and it would talk about him and banter with him and play games. And now he can explore hobbies that maybe many of his friends have passed away. He can't talk about that with anyone now, but he can talk about it with Grandie.
Oh, fascinating. That's super cool.
Yeah, so
we're
and the really cool thing about generative AI here on GrandPad is we're seeing now, because of Grandie, GrandPad users are using generative AI 3 times more than their peers of the same age. So because we have this platform delivered out to older people already, we can bring the latest technologies to 90-year-olds, 100-year-olds.
All right. You just gave me an interesting statistic. Say that again?
Yeah, so users with GrandPad are using Gen AI 3 times more than their peers of the same age.
Okay. Makes sense. Very cool. So we had, I think there were a couple more things on here.
So that was Grandie Chat.
The moods was the thing that, because the icon was interesting.
Yeah, so moods is a really interesting feature. This was something that came and was developed during COVID. People were anxious, they were at home, and it was a really hard time for mental health for all of us. And one of the things we realized is sometimes people just wanted something soothing they could pull up. So we have things like, I can go in and say, I just want puppies, and it's going to play videos of puppies on an endless loop. It's instant, it's fast, plays sounds, koi pond, white noise, fireplace. And you wouldn't believe the engagement and love that users have for this. And of course, you can find these things on YouTube or whatever, but you got to search, you got to go through ads, etc.
Quick and to the point.
It's quick and to the point, and our users love it. And we even have clinical partners who they'll tell their users who they deliver this in kind of a healthcare context, hey, go watch these moods at night if you can't sleep or you're having anxiety, and we're really seeing positive benefits from it.
That's super cool.
Other things, camera, you can read articles, see your weather. We have music streaming as well, so we built our own music streaming service. You can search songs, stream. That's all included in the subscription. And then games are one of our most loved features as well. So you can play classic games. We're here in Vegas, so I can go and hit whatever, blackjack or slot machine, things like that. And it's just super fun. Again, the games are all designed by us, unlike the App Store where games have tons of ads and kind of predatory microtransactions. Everything is just free and instant on the GrandPad as well.
Or might be out there to steal your data.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then a really important thing we always highlight is the help button. So 24/7, 365 U.S. phone-based customer support.
Wow.
Our employees, you can call us at 3 a.m. on Christmas Day. We'll answer. We're here to help with anything they need. So
that's
oftentimes, we end up being tech support, probably tech guys like us for mom and dad or grandma and grandpa, which I like doing, but sometimes they feel bad asking us all the time for help. We're happy to be the tech support for the seniors in people's lives.
Very cool. So obviously, I know this has been on the market for a while, but I know that we've got the new feature. Is that in the wild, or is that something we're just showing off now?
Yeah, so Grandie Chat is new, but it's now fully rolled out and available. So you can get a GrandPad from grandpad.net. Grandie's there. You can start talking to Grandie, and it's available for all users.
And what's our price point?
So it's starting at $65 per month, all-inclusive solution, which is the hardware is included there, software, 4G LTE data connectivity, customer support, phone, everything is ready to go. Prorated returns. If you don't like it, you can send it back, and zero risk guarantee.
Gotcha. I suspected that was the case because everything that was working was that it had some sort of cellular connection on it.
Yep.
And LTE actually makes sense because I'd imagine those towers aren't being stressed right now like 5G is.
Yes.
Which is why it was actually functioning, which even my phone won't.
That's the beauty of the all-in-one solution. We saw Wi-Fi was a challenge for a lot of older people,
Sure.
the passwords and whatnot, so it just works out of the box.
Very cool. And if this is your solution, it means that you don't have to have Wi-Fi. You don't have to have the internet connection at the house. It's all okay.
Yep,
So that's
exactly.
that's an expense that doesn't have to exist from your cable provider or your phone provider or whatever.
Yep, it has a
That's
phone number
awesome.
as well, so people will use this as their cell phone, kind of like a big cell phone. They just take it with them, and it's
Super cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming up and talking to me.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a
enjoy
good
the rest of your show.
You as well.
Thanks.
The Tech Podcast Network's CES 2025 coverage is executive produced by Adam Barker. Technical director is Kirk Corliss. Associate producers are Nancy Ertz, Tracy Ingram, Xerxes Goddard, Brandy Jackson, and Aviva Cram. Voiceover by Aaron Hurst. Our hosts are Marlo Anderson, Don Bain, and Scott Ertz. Studio and equipment are provided by PLUGHITZ Productions. The TPN studio executive is Todd Cochran. This has been a Tech Podcast Network production, copyright 2025.